Good morning. Welcome to Vlogmas day 11. I have been up quite early today. We went out to get a new bench for our dining table, the bench that I am currently sitting in, and it's super comfortable, and I can see myself and Missa spending a lot of hours here. I usually do most of my computer work right here at the dining table, which, I mean, I do have other places to sit, but I sort of want to be in the middle of everything. I am ready to open some advents because today I'm gonna have some knitting time. Yay! And of course, the first one I want to look at is the one from Cami Jo Knits, because I want to see if today is the day that I can get started on the third color work section on my hyacinth. Oh, by the way, talking about the hyacinth, which is an Advent sweater, this one is also an Advent sweater. It is my Advent sweater from last year. It's called Jericho's Rose. And yeah, I'm gonna stand up in a little while so that you can see it better. But on the yoke, you have all these Advents worked together. So this one is worked bottom up, actually, so that during November, you can do the body, you can do the sleeves, and then come December 1st, you can join everything in the round and start knitting with your Advents right away. But anyway, Cami Jo Knits for December 11. Wow! Now see, this is a surprise. A totally new direction and a beautiful one too. Wow, that's a gorgeous color. But actually this color means that I will have to just wait another day or two to see what's gonna happen. It's fine. I still need to do the Friend Shrug for my daughter-in-law over in Texas. I could get started on that. And also last night I talked about casting on for a hat. It's true that I lost my hat, but I have many hats. I wanna make a hat for Peter. But he was right there. I couldn't sit there and say, oh, I'm gonna make a hat for Peter. I'm gonna give it to him for Christmas. And I can easily talk about it here because he will watch the Vlogmases, but the long stretches of knitting talk, he'll usually skip. So I'm good talking about it as long as you guys don't tell him. But yeah, I'm gonna make him a hat. He wears his knitted hats every day. He loves them and he throws them away like nobody's business. So I'm gonna make him one. I was talking about making a hat for my brother, and Peter had a lot of opinions about this hat. Oh, it should be like my gray one, only tighter, and no, I don't want the ribbing. I would definitely go with the stockinette stitch. And I thought, well, if he has that many opinions about a hat, he should get a hat exactly like he wants it. So actually, this is perfect. I am not gonna knit on my hyacinth today. I'm gonna wait to see what colors comes in the next couple of days, but I can do Peter's hat and the Friend Shrug for Maria. About time I get those started. Let's open Dragonheart Yarn and Yarn Cafe Creation Day 11. This is a Yarn Cafe Creation Day. Let's see what is in here. What's gonna go in Isabella's blanket. Oh, this is so pretty. I'd knit a hat for myself in this color. Look how pretty it is. It is beautiful. Wow. See, I'm sitting all across from the table, but I hope that you can see the color. It is absolutely beautiful. I really like this one. Let's see the label. If this is one of the ones that I'm gonna do guessing game with. Muggle Registration Act. I don't know that she'll be able to guess it, but you know what? I'm gonna try. It is beautiful. I've been talking about all the good things with the minis. Like, oh, you get all these different colors and you get a color that you normally wouldn't buy and there's not as much pressure when it's just a mini. But you know, when there's a color like this one, I wish that I could order a full skein because it is so pretty. I don't know what it is that draws me to it so much, but I really like this one. Finally, from Pia to Pia, day 11. I have put in a yarn cozy and some stitch markers. I have some Christmassy stitch markers now. Oh, these are pretty. Can you see those? They're really pretty. And inside is some, I know exactly what this yarn is. This is one of my favorite workhorse yarns. It is the Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted tweed in this red toned colorway. I don't remember the name of this colorway. I think I got this when I was making the Penguano as my Christmas Day cast on some years ago. A lot of years ago actually. But anyway, looking forward to putting this into the blanket. That's gonna go beautifully with all the other colors, which is no surprise because I picked out those of my scraps that would go well with the blanket. Regarding my Christmas Day cast on, I'm definitely going to start swatching for it today because I really like to pack the project bag and have everything ready well before Christmas so that I can just go and look at it and be like, yay, that's going to be so exciting. So I'm definitely going to be swatching for that one today, and then I'll figure out what I want to cast on, if it should be for Maria or for Peter. One of them. I was able to do quite a lot of crochet last night. See the stitch marker here? We were dead tired, but we could not go to bed because we were having such a good time. Just hanging out and chatting, watching some television, and yeah, we just didn't go to bed until quite late, which was, of course, not the most clever thing to do since we knew that we were going to get up early today, but it was just so nice. No regrets here. And yes, I was able to do quite a lot of work. I'm just going to stand up. I want to look at the blanket in its full length, and then I can also show you the Jericho's Rose when I'm standing. It gives a better impression of the sweater. So let me just get up. So the Jericho's Rose in full. As you can see, I knit this with quite a lot of positive ease because that is my preference. I like my sweaters nice and cozy and big. But even with that amount of ease, the sleeve is relatively fitted. I wanted with this one to make a sweater that was easy to wear under a jacket. So not too deep a yoke and relatively fitted sleeves. As I said, it is worked bottom up so that in November you can cast on for your Advent sweater. You can knit the body and both sleeves, and then come December 1, you can join everything in the round and start using your Advents. And this is not an advent that I used for this one. These are scraps. Because they're my scraps, they're sort of blanket colored, right? There's an option in the pattern to embroider some little flowers on, some Jericho's roses. I did it on this one. On my other one that I wore it one of the first days of Vlogmas, the black one with the very colorful yoke. I only put just a few little flowers on. And I have seen many who has omitted the flowers completely. It's beautiful with or without. But my blanket, and let's see. It is growing. It is definitely growing. It's last night as I was crocheting on it, I was on the couch and I had the blanket over me as I was crocheting, but that was too hot because we had a new heating system installed and we're still playing with it. So we have, I wouldn't say tropical temperatures here, but we're definitely not cold. I don't need a woolen blanket right now. But as soon as we have familiarized ourselves with the new heating system, I'm gonna be needing a nice cozy blanket. I have some work that I need to do today. I have a few things that I want to do on the house, and then I'm gonna have loads of knitting time. I just thought I'd show you my perfect little cardigan, fresh off the blocking mats. She is ready, done. She is perfect. She was supposed to be perfect. With the compound raglan, you can see up here, and the ribbed pattern going down the sleeves. I love this thing. This is exactly what I wanted. It's the yarn from Garnspecialisten, the rescued yarn. I'm gonna add their shop because it's fun. Doing a good thing, rescuing yarn, I'm getting yarn in the process. But yeah, it's so pretty. I'm definitely gonna add buttons to this one. I have these little tiny ones here that I'm gonna add. And what I'm showing you is the back side of the button. This is what will be showing on the cardigan. The front is this mother of pearl that's not what I'm going for here. I'm gonna let the back side show. That will be so pretty, and I'm gonna add lots of buttons so that they're pretty close together. At some point, I am gonna take out this ribbing. Pretty as it is, it's just not stretchy enough. So I'm gonna redo it, make it a little more stretchy, but for sure I can wear the cardigan as it is. I don't have to worry about that right now. Right now, I'm gonna cast on for the Friend Shrug for my daughter-in-law. If I'm real quick, I can cast on for one for myself as well. But definitely Marilla's first, so that come Christmas, I can send her a photo of what I will be bringing for her when I arrive for New Year's. But now, knitting.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe.
I am trying out a new cast-on technique. It is super simple. I'll talk more about it later. I just wanted to show it now because it looks so pretty, especially in a chunky yarn like this. It's so pretty. Okay, I am back because, as I said, I tried a new cast on, which is beautiful and very easy to work, but it has almost no stretch at all. And I've been trying to tell myself as I've been knitting, it's okay, it's gonna be fine. Do you know what? It's not gonna be fine. It's a shrug. I'm gonna need the stretch. So, ripping this out and starting over. It's always nice to get a chance to enjoy your yarn just a little extra. Well, it is much later, and as I said this afternoon, I ripped out the Friend Shrug and started over. I am mid-cast on. I have 100 stitches here. I need a few more, but then things started to happen and people started to come by, so now I'm gonna cast on the last stitches and start knitting again. The cast on that I was using is beautiful. It is so beautiful. It looks almost like an Italian cast on, and it's super easy to work. But I didn't check that it was stretchy, which it is not. Not stretchy enough, at least for a shrug, because a shrug will cover your arms and your chest. You need it to be rather stretchy so that you can still move around, especially for my daughter-in-law, who are gonna be handling children and strollers and groceries and whatnot. So I decided to rip it out, start over, and it's fine. It's on the size 11 needles, I think. They're 8mm, so it just flies by. The cast on, I've been trying to look for it. It's something that the amazing Ina found on Instagram. She sent the post to me, and I'm so sorry that I'm not able to give proper credit, but what you do is you cast on half the number of stitches you need +1. And then on the first row, you purl the stitches that you cast on, and then you knit. You just create a new knit stitch under the cast on edge, if that even makes any sense. If it doesn't, let me know. I will try to find that Instagram reel post, whatever it was, so that I can link it. And if I'm not successful, then I'm gonna show you what I did. I just really wish that I could give proper credits, because it's a great cast on. But now I just used the regular long tail cast on, and it's gonna be fine. That is plenty stretchy enough for this. I almost always cast on out over 2 needles, because it's just, the first row is so much easier to work if you do it like this. And I don't think I have a problem with the stitches being too long or sloppy or anything. So I always cast on over 2 needles. The other little thing that I do, and I just wanted to share, and I'm sure you guys already do this, but especially when I'm knitting on heavy needles like this, I will always put a much smaller needle on the side of the cable that I hold in my left hand. So the needle that feeds the stitches is going to be much smaller than the needle in my right hand, the needle where I'm actually knitting the stitches. This makes it so much easier when you're working in the round to get the stitches up on the needle. Of course you can't do it when you're knitting flat, but we do knit in the round the most of the time, don't we? So just a little tip. in case you're not doing this already. But yeah, I have found a new Christmas movie that I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna knit, and I'm gonna think of my lovely and amazing daughter-in-law, Maria, who this is for. So that's my plan for tonight. Hopefully I will have some progress to share tomorrow morning and not just be like, yeah, ripped it out again. I mean, I hope that this will work. No, of course it will work. I am using the recommended yarn for the pattern. Let me see, I have one here that has not been manhandled. The Hue and Me, this one, which is an 80% acrylic and 20% wool. Super soft and nice, and obviously budget friendly. It's a Lime brand yarn. I am then striping it with this wonderful huge thing. It's the yarn that I used to make my long scarf. Is it called Pound of Love? I think it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna stripe this one with this. And I did make a stripe and it looked beautiful. So yay for a nice evening plans.
All is peace, and I'm still hanging round in a house that's filled with lights, walking in our midnight wonderland, walking through a midnight wonderland. I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star.